Hey, how you doing? It's Lawton Childs. I hope you're doing well today. Frank told me, my buddy Frank Kern was like, dude, since you have a vision impairment, why don't you just wear these black sunglasses all the time? So let's try it. Basically, these are Frank got me a pair of these. These are Tom Ford glasses, and they're like 200 bucks. Really generous of him. The ones that he got me dropped a couple times and got scratched, so I got some new ones. Anywho, before we get started, I'm going to show you exactly what I've discovered after doing 1,000 webinar reviews. Okay, so what does that mean? 1,000 offer reviews means I've seen more than 1,000. We did a mastermind the other day, and I told them, I was like, look, in all seriousness, I've probably looked at more sales offers than anyone alive, because all of these people that have hired me, Todd Brown, Frank, Ryan Dice, Jason Nyback, they've all hired me to look at all of their clients and students' copy, right? So you're looking at hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of offers per client, and you multiply that out. So, and the one thing I've seen, and let me know if you can see and hear me okay. We've got it cooked up to the Ethernet today. So if you can see me, don't just sit back and not say anything. I want this to be interactive. Otherwise, it's just me talking to myself. So the one thing that we've seen here is that we've seen specificity. And the more that you can point to a problem, the more that you can demonstrate that you can solve that problem. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. We're going to look at a piece of fundraising that did 1.5. Now this guy did 1.5 billion dollars in fundraising for different charities. So you'll see most of these fundraising letters talk about like 400,000 children are going homeless today, right? And what they're doing is they're making the problem so big that those people don't think that that can be solved, right? Just like if you were to do something that said like, hey, we're gonna cure cancer, or we're gonna end eating disorders, or we're gonna lose, we're gonna help 1,000 men and women lose weight, right? It's just such a big problem that these people can't get their hands around it and get their hearts and get their minds around it, because the one thing that solves most sales issues is belief. Okay, and if I don't believe that my stuff is really going to help, is really going to make a difference, then I'm not going to give you money, right? So, and these charities have figured that out. Okay, so let's show you this letter really quickly, and I'm just reaching over here because of the angle of the thing. Okay, so right here you can see that it says, and let me know if you can see this up above. Okay, so if you're watching this live, and it looks like, yeah, it still says 0, which is totally cool. All right, so what we're doing right here is we are looking at this sales letter, help feed an elderly Jewish widow in Israel this Passover for only 89 cents a day. Okay, so the first thing that we're seeing right here is we're seeing that we can help someone for only 89 cents a day. Now, and the second thing that we're seeing here is, and this is like the top part of the direct mail piece. This is the bottom, or the back of it. So this is social proof, right? We have a testimonial here. Pat Boone was like a major celebrity, did like country music type stuff. But like right here is what I want to direct your eye to. Okay, so a gift of only $25 can provide a Passover food box plus 4 weeks of nutritious meals for an elderly Jewish widow in Israel. Okay, so you see $25, very specific. 4 weeks of nutritious meals. So again, they know exactly what the money, they know exactly what the amount of money that they need to give to produce a specific result for someone else. Okay, and then that's just 89 cents a day. And then look at how clear the call to action is. Please sign and return the enclosed blessing card. We'll give it to an elderly Jew as an expression of your care and love. Please respond by April 30th. All right. And then we've got the date here. And you notice how punchy the copy is, right? So this is a story about Shemi, her history. Her husband died. Life in the Passover land is a struggle. Like pain. Here's some pain. And then urgently need you again. So they're like esteem. They're going through all this stuff. For just 25, you can supply everything needed for a Passover meal, plus 4 weeks of nourishing food to a precious widow like Shemi. Think of it, that's just 89 cents a day. Okay, and then a gift of $50 will help 2 widows, and your generous gift of 75 will provide a month's worth of food for 3 widows. Again, they're not saying that they're going to change lives. They're not saying that they're not making their claims. What they're doing here with these claims, and let me know if you can see this. I see we do have people on here right now. By the way, if you would like me and my office to run these type of campaigns with you and do a lot of the heavy lifting with you, then go to chilescall.com. Okay, so what's going to happen there is we're going to basically come in and help you come up with your headlines, your sales letter offers like this. So the reason why this has become so effective is because of the fact that they know exactly what to specifically say to get people to donate to this charity. And if you're coming into your market and you're thinking, I have this great offer, I have this great product, I have this great service, but we just aren't making enough sales, or we're seeing sales slow down, and you would like to dramatically have my office come up with those sales angles, come up with that copy, come up with the email marketing headlines and subject lines to get people to click and then get people to buy, come up with the Facebook Live content, right? So you're not going to have to do a lot of that heavy lifting. Then fill out the form at chilescall.com and I will get in touch with you. Let me know what you're currently selling. Let me know, the amount of revenue that's bringing in, and then we can talk about this. Okay, so let's keep looking at the letter. But if you do want my personal help, then go to chilescall.com. You can see that on the screen, and we will talk. And we'll get ready to rock and roll on that. But you can basically see right here in this letter, look at how specific that they're being in the copy. Again, let's go up top here. A gift of only $25 can provide a Passover food box plus 4 weeks of nutritious meals for an elderly Jewish widow in Israel. That's just 89 cents a day. So again, you're seeing the massive specificity and clarity in this offer. It's not like we're going to, eradicate suffering in Israel, or we're going to help feed all the homeless people in Israel. No, what they're doing instead of that is they're just providing that massive clarity. And then right here, you can see that for just $25 a week, you can supply everything needed. Let's go to the other view here. You can supply everything needed to help that widow. Okay, so what's happening here is we are installing specific things that they need to believe in order to buy. And if you cannot point to the problem, and if you cannot point to a picture in their mind, because the reason why this is so powerful, and the reason why I want you to install this into your marketing, is because if I can't point to the problem going on with this market and with this, then my offer's dead in the water, right? Because the reason why Notre Dame got all the money to get rebuilt in 3 days was because they could point to that problem and they could say, hey, if you give us $1 billion, we're going to help you rebuild this this structure, right? They weren't like, oh, we're not sure how much we need. And so the more that you can, because people think and people buy in pictures. Okay, people think and people buy in pictures. If they can't see it in their mind, then they're not going to purchase. Okay, if they can't see it in their mind's eye, that they're not going to purchase anything, right? If I couldn't see that I was going to, or that, if they just said, hey, we're going to send you a random pair of sunglasses and you're not sure what it's going to look like, then I would have never purchased these, right? But because I can actually point to the fact that this copy is going to go in and if I give $25 a month, that's going to feed 1 widow. If I give $50, that's going to feed 2 widows for a month. If I give $75, that's going to feed 3 widows for a month. Okay, so I hope you're getting how specific that your offers need to be about understanding the problem that your audience is going through, and then coming up with a picture in their mind that they can immediately get it, right? Because if you told me like, oh, we want you to donate to XYZ charity, and that goes to support like a radio station, right? So I support like some radio stations here, Martha's Vineyard, I support one, it's public radio, or it's privately funded. I support a food bank here in Atlanta, and they're very specific about how much, like we went to go feed or pack lunches for all these people, right? And they were very specific at the end of that 2 hours about how many people that we'd fed, how many boxes that we prepared, how many pounds of food that, you know, you did 800 meals and you fed 100 families for like a month, right? Because they knew that we needed to picture that in our mind rather than great job. Maybe you've helped 30, maybe you've helped Atlanta residences, right? So you see how specificity is key to getting them to do two things: believe in your message, understand your offer, and get people to act on that offer. So if you would like my office to get with you, if you're doing book funnels, if you're doing e-commerce sales, if you're doing patient and client enrollment, and if you're doing one-on-one consulting or group consulting, and you're not seeing the results that you would like as far as people filling out a form every day, people enrolling into your program every day or every week or every month, if you're getting people if you're getting people into your sales mechanism, but you're just not being able to close them, that could be an issue of the lack of pictures that your prospect is able to see and understand. Because we're seeing that a confused mind never buys, right? A confused prospect never buys. And so the more that you can get these people that you're talking to, whether it's digitally or physically, to immediately understand what it is that you have for them. So they immediately understand who you are, why you're qualified to help them, the fact that you understand their problem. And that's the biggest one, is because they don't really care about you or me. They don't really care about what we have to offer, whether or not that's a fancy product or service. What they care about is you. They care about two things. One, they care about the fact that you understand their problem, and then the fact that you understand what it's like for them to have to go through this on a daily basis. And then number two is they understand and they see that you can point to the solution, right? Just like this letter does. They see that you can point to the solution. So let's look at this letter a little bit more. Okay, so we're seeing it's only a 2 or 3 page thing, but then it's very specific as far as the $50. Okay, so the $50 thing, this $25 one is just like, hey, you can feed one person. The $50 one is 2 people. The $75 one is 3 people. And the unlimited one, so this is the one that most people would go to. This, your gift of whatever feeds as many elderly Jews as possible. Like, you see how that's not as specific, and that's probably not going to work, right? Even though they already understand. And then you see how specific this part is, right? Is that they're going in and they're being able to feed. You know, you can look at and see the copy there. Okay, so $25 to provide food for 1 hungry widow for 1 month, $50 to provide food for 2 hungry widows. Very, very specific copy, and it works. So if you'd like my office to get with you, to get with your team, to do the heavy lifting, so you're not having to be, you know, a keyboard warrior and write the sales copy yourself. One of the clients that we just brought on does very well in the stock market industry. And one of his main concerns was, how much of the heavy lifting are you going to do, right? Because I don't want to get on the call and then have to go back and do all this copy. And I was like, I totally get that. And that's why we're installing these frameworks and formulas. So basically, as long as you know how to fly the plane, which you're already doing, what we do is we come in and we get you all the way up to when the plane takes off, right? So you're not going to have to do, you know, You're not going to have to come up with headlines. You're not going to have to come up with what to say in the letter or the VSL. You're not going to have to come up with what to say in the emails. You're not going to have to come up with what to say in the Facebook ads, right? Our office does all that. But what we do, so we just get more people and higher conversions into your sales pipeline, which is already working, right? So this conversation is for people who are already making sales, who are already getting customers, and who are already getting clients, and just want their messages to convert better so the plane takes off faster and flies longer, right? So if you have to build an airplane from scratch, or you've never flown an airplane, so to speak, then this conversation is probably not for you, okay? Because I can only help people with the forward momentum. Otherwise, it's just harder to scale it up, right? So if you would like to not be a keyboard warrior and get back all the time from having to write all the copy yourself, or if you're maybe just concerned or unsure about what to say to get your offer to convert at the highest levels like this sales letter has, with the ultra specificity, then set up a call with my office at chilescall.com. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, let me know what you got out of it, and what your takeaways were, because I would love to know. I appreciate that. So set up a call with my office at chilescall.com. So what's going to happen when you go there? Let me just share the screen share that really quickly, because some people are like, is this a scam or something? And no, it's not. So right here, you can see, there we go. So right here, you can see this is just a simple form. And all you need to do is just fill in, 6 or 7 questions. And then I will get that in my inbox, and I will reach out to you. And we'll talk. And then if you want to inquire about becoming a client, we can talk about that too. Okay. But the initial conversation is just, what are you working on? Where is the bottleneck as far as your sales? And how can we specifically tackle that in 30 days or less? All right. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. James, let me know if you had any questions or anything like that. I appreciate you, your feedback and you watching and getting a lot out of it. Again, I'm Lawton Chiles. If you do want to work together, or at least have a conversation about how we can do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, so you're not turning into like a keyboard warrior, and you're not sure of what to say, then go to this simple website, chilescall.com, and do it before you forget. Again, that's chilescall.com. If somebody's watching and wants to put that into the chat, that would be awesome. I would really appreciate it. Again, chilescall.com, and we'll talk soon. Thank you so much. I hope you have an awesome day, and bye-bye.